Hey, what's up, amigos? And welcome back to the Sancha and Sancho podcast.
Yeah, what's up, amigos? Like always, my name is Anthony. I'm one of the hosts of the show. And to my left,
Yep, ¿qué pasa, amigos? It is Cindy.
yeah, and thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back. So I hope you guys are already hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. And don't forget that little bell over there to get notifications every time we drop a new podcast like this one. And one of the best ways that you guys can support this podcast is go check out our sponsors. We are brought to you by Submission Nutrition. We're also brought to you by the Farm Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and
We're also brought to you by Legendary Car Care.
go check out their links. We'll put them down in the description below. And another way, and probably one of the best ways that you guys can support us and the podcast, is go check out our website. We are this freaking close to selling out our long sleeve tees. So yeah, go down there, buy some merch. It'd be pretty cool to sell those out. That way we can get some new merch for you guys. So yeah, that would be great. On this podcast, we are actually doing another virtual episode. I think this is our second one that we've ever done. So it is kind of interesting. It kind of opens up a little bit more options for us, I think. So definitely something that we may be looking into. I don't know. We'll see. So this guest, he is a U.S. Navy veteran. He is a family man.
Yep, he's a father, a husband.
Yeah, he's got 2 kids. And honestly, he's another great example of never giving up on your dreams. So, yeah, tune in, check it out. This is our conversation with John. I call him Michael, aka Dynamics Diaz.
First of all, thank you for taking the time to come out and meet with us.
Yeah, just the time, man. Thanks for giving us your time. I feel like automatically I felt really guilty just making this call because it's really easy, and I feel like we need to do this more often.
I know, right?
So,
Just to hang out. Yeah, like just to talk and
it's
catch
life,
up.
right? Everybody's busy all the damn time.
yeah,
know.
yeah, for sure. It's not that I don't want to see you, so for sure. And automatically, I felt really guilty when you were like, "Hey, man, are you coming down to El Paso or whatever?" I felt really guilty. I didn't feel guilty until you sent me that message. I was like, "Fuck,
It's all
man."
right, man.
So, all right, now that that's off my chest, I feel so much better. Anyways, yeah, man. So we kind of just wanted to get you on. I kind of told you before, just to kind of run through everything, man. I feel like you have a pretty crazy story too, man. Just like from what I know from my perspective, it seems pretty fucking crazy. So, one of my earliest memories is actually you were staying at our house. I was maybe like 6 years old, and they kicked me out of my room so you could stay in there. And I just remember being upset about that. And I remember I walked into my room, and you were just headbanging to Slipknot.
Dang.
And I don't know why. That's like probably one of my first memories of you just like in the family. So I think that's pretty great. I think about that every time I think about you. It's pretty crazy. So
That's awesome.
I don't remember what song it was, but I clearly remember it
But-
being Slipknot.
Just made me realize I'm that much older than you. For real.
Yeah. Yeah. What year did you graduate?
I didn't actually graduate, but I think I was supposed to graduate like 2003, 4.
Oh wow. Okay.
Where did you grow up?
Well, we traveled a lot when we were younger. Well, when I was younger, but for most of my high school years was here in El Paso.
Okay. Dang. So I'm actually from El Paso too. I was born there. And then that's where actually I have like a bunch of family out there as well too. And then ever since I was just like little, I think they just kind of wanted to have like a better future. So then we came down to Colorado and then I guess kind of stayed here. Yeah.
We really like Texas though, so maybe
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe we'll migrate back to Texas. So
Texas is pretty nice.
yeah. So let's start at the beginning, man. For people that don't know anything about you, let's kind of just start off at the beginning. You're a veteran. You were in the military for how long?
12 years.
12 years, man.
Wow. And still going or are you retired now?
No, I am retired as of last year. Yeah, I
Nice.
retired September last year.
Nice, nice. Okay.
Nice, nice. U.S. Navy, correct?
Yes.
So when you enlisted, were you in high school still?
No, actually, I didn't enlist until I was about 23,
Dang, okay.
23 and a half. Yeah.
What made you want to
So,
enlist?
I just wanted to try something different, get out of El Paso for a little bit, travel
Mm,
the world. Uh,
mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
remember our aunt, right, and our uncle were in the Navy. I
Yeah.
remember growing up hearing their stories about all the countries they went to and all that stuff. And I was like, well, it seems like a good idea, but man, when you get there, you don't actually realize how hard work of work it really is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I didn't realize that you were already like in your 20s.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So for me, one of the first things I think of, that's after 9/11, right?
yeah.
Because you were
I
already,
went in September 2008.
okay. Dang, so that's well after 9/11. Do you remember 9/11?
Yeah, I was still in high school.
Oh, okay.
See, I
I
don't
believe
really,
I was like in my junior year.
Mm.
Yeah,
see, that's pretty crazy. And I feel like that's something that people use as like a reference. Like, I don't really remember it all, man.
Me either. I really
Like,
don't.
I don't remember anything about it. Like, at all, at all. I must have been, that was in first grade, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's no way, dude. So oblivious at that age, man. So
Yeah.
I just think that's crazy. Like joining the military, especially like after stuff like that. I feel like that changed like the dynamic here for our military for sure. So
yeah, it definitely does.
yeah,
Well, that's crazy though. Like, what made you decide like the U.S. Navy? Like, why not the Army or the Marines, or maybe just anything else in general?
Um, well, I thought about like everything. Actually, I just chose the Navy because I believe like they travel way more than Army or Marines,
I
like
see.
the Air Force. Most of the time you see them, they get stuck in places like here, middle of the desert, El
Yeah.
Paso,
Right.
Arizona, you know,
Yeah.
boring places. I got to be stationed Hawaii, Italy, Japan.
Dang.
So,
That is so
you know,
amazing. Like to be able to travel like that, like first of all, is like I think like kind of a crazy experience because I feel like when you get out and you start seeing all these like different cultures that goes on like outside of the US, like I feel like you almost like realize a lot of things and that like almost like opens up your mind. Like do you think that kind of happened to you at all?
yeah, most definitely. It opens your eyes. Honestly, I don't want to sound like a douchebag or anything, but it opens your eyes to how lazy and complacent Americans really are.
Mm.
It's
dang, really?
unbelievable, and it's kind of hard to adapt since I lived overseas for pretty much 12 years. So
Wow.
having to get used to living life in
Back to
America again,
normal.
everything just really irritates me a
Mm.
lot. I think it's
Dang.
pretty crazy. Yeah.
What's
Wow.
wait. I want to kind of dive into. What do you mean? Like, what's one of the first things? Is it just like our work ethic, or is it like the things that we complain about, or is it like
Yeah, it's just like things you complain like everybody complains about like no, I guess not always work ethic. It's mainly just like things people complain about. Like, well, yeah, like not having jobs, not having enough freedom or like whatever. Like
Mhm.
my wife, right? You know her, she's from the Philippines.
Mhm.
Over there they don't got social security or health care, Medicare for like people who don't work, right?
Mm.
So
mm-hmm.
if you don't got money to pay for hospital, well, you're shit out of luck. They won't even let you into the door.
Wow.
Stuff like that. Here in America, oh, they're just bitching about how the government's not giving them,
Mm.
enough medical money and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, you don't know how these people are working to like 80, 90 years old because they have to.
Right.
That is
I
a crazy
know. And it
perspective.
is crazy though too because like I feel like a lot of people really want to have like the all American dream, especially when they're like outside of the country. I feel like they could almost like make things more possible than what an actual American can.
Yeah, I was listening to a podcast and they put it in the perspective of there's a lot of people that are fleeing to America, and they have been, and it's been that way for thousands of, well, maybe not thousands, hundreds of years. but you don't see anybody fleeing out of America, right? Like, and it's kind of for a
Yeah.
reason, you know. Like we do have a lot of opportunity here, and honestly, I feel like there is a lot of cases where it's taken for granted, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like it, but I don't know. I guess
How many
you just got to
countries?
get used to being an American again.
How many? I don't know if I missed it. How many countries have you been to?
Shoot, man, too many. Probably to count. I've been almost every country in Asia
Wow.
and most of Europe. So I'm gonna
Dang.
say probably over 30.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
Over 30 different places.
How many of
That
those
is
were you
insane.
stationed?
Um, just Japan and Italy.
Oh, okay. So you were
Okay.
stationed in Japan, Italy.
Yeah, but because in the Navy we're on a ship, so when we're out to sea on our deployments, we make stops in other countries, like
Mm.
Okay.
every so often. So that's how I got to see mainly most of the countries I went to. I also did some traveling on my own and with my wife and stuff.
Nice. What would you say like your favorite place to visit? And you also lived at these places as well, right?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
Okay. What would be your like favorite place and your favorite, yeah, I guess your favorite place that you visited but also lived at? What would you say like your favorite one is?
Um, well, my top two would probably have to be. It's real tough between Japan and Germany. Yeah, 100.
Really?
But
Okay.
I think overall Japan still
Hits
has
it.
a slightly edge. Yeah,
That's really intriguing. Why Japan?
it's just the culture, dude. Like, everybody's just ridiculously nice there. Like, and then there's really very, very little crime. It's so crazy because if something does happen to you, it's because a foreigner did it to you, most likely an American.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
Jeez.
like for instance, right?
I have no words.
Here we went here to Sam's few like last month.
Uh-huh.
I left my phone in the cart, got in my car, and somebody took it in a minute.
Wow.
I had to track them down for them to give it back.
Wow.
In Japan, I left a whole backpack once at a restaurant, um, full of with my laptop, my phone, my wallet, everything you can think of.
Jeez.
I stumbled back into that same restaurant a week later, maybe a little bit more,
No.
and they gave it back to me. Everything in there,
What?
nothing missing at all.
Oh my gosh.
Huh. I remember you telling me one time too that it's out there. It's really common that kids will be like commuting and they'll be like on the subway train by themselves and stuff, and like it's pretty normal out there. Like it's not really like you're saying because of the crime. It's not like it's something that you have to.
Yeah, you see them as young as like kindergarten, preschool. It
Wow.
looks like I don't know. They're pretty small sometimes, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's because over there in Japan too, you don't really need a car. It's more like a luxury
Hmm.
because what was it like the trains and the buses? They run like clockwork,
Mm.
always on time, never late. It's crazy.
Huh.
Wow.
So easy to get around.
I never
So
even thought about that.
how's like the lifestyle over there?
At first, it takes a little getting used to,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's just awesome. In
What about the
general. I don't
food,
know. You
man?
really got to go to see it.
They have pretty
Yeah.
like normal food.
It's pretty insane.
What about the food?
Yeah. Well, I'm a big into Asian food, so I love sushi, ramen.
Oh,
Yeah.
sushi,
Once you had
imagine.
sushi and ramen in Japan, like, nothing's the same.
Okay.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, we get down
Oh
on
my-
sushi.
Yeah, sushi's pretty good.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, we've never been to Japan. That's definitely on the bucket list for sure. That's
Mhm.
amazing. It's just weird. That's
Definitely
crazy
recommend it.
to say Japan.
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
you
my
did you
injury? If I
Oh,
wouldn't have had my injury,
uh-huh.
I probably 100 would have tried to retire there, stay there the
Really?
rest of my life.
What did you do particularly in the military? What was your job?
I did a lot of stuff. Did like radars, surface radars. So I looked for other ships and stuff like that. Did navigation, help navigate the ship, find submarines, and then a little before I got out, my main job was air intercept controller. So I fought aircraft, helped the aircraft fight in the air. So that was
Wow.
pretty cool.
That is really cool.
That's
Oh my
wild.
gosh. Like I can only imagine like what the training looks like because it looks very intense every time, especially I see like any little like clips or anything like that about like the US Navy and like what they go through like through training. It just seems very intense.
Have you seen the videos where they launch the jets off off the Navy ships?
No. Or yes, actually I have seen that.
Is it when they launch them or when they're landing? When they use the cable?
That's when they're landing. Yeah, they got to grab the cable. They
Wow.
launch them with the catapult.
What?
That's when they launch off of the
No, I
front of
fuck.
the aircraft carrier. It's like a steam catapult, and it just push them right off.
It just like launches
Dang.
it.
Yeah, it just launches them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not because you're
That's
on a boat. You don't have like a landing strip.
mm,
That's so
that
sketchy.
is very, very crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so sketchy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, I can't even imagine. So, is it weird like being out like sleeping out on the ocean?
At first, but it's just like any other job, you get used to it.
Yeah,
It's life.
it's like seasickness a thing.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. I'm gonna tell you, I've been through like crazy.
Is it like vertigo?
Mm, kind of. You know what? I way I can explain it. It's like being hung over, but without the alcohol.
What? Okay.
Wow.
Like you're just
Dang.
like
Okay.
puking. Yeah,
Oh,
puking, and it's like everything's still spinning.
oh
Like being
my
super
gosh.
hungover without that.
Dang.
What was training like when you first entered?
Like boot camp.
Yeah.
That wasn't that bad. Not
No.
as bad as like people made it seem.
Oh, okay.
But I guess I'm very independent. You do get like younger kids who still used to being home all the time, so they be like complaining a lot. So overall, not so bad.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Do you see any like crazy shit out in the ocean?
Um, let me see.
'Cause the ocean freaks me out, man.
I know.
Yeah,
Honestly, it
it's pretty
scares me.
freaky. Nah, nothing too crazy. I guess like my favorite part, like being out in the ocean, is like you don't realize how many stars out under the sky
Oh,
That is
until you're in the
amazing.
middle of the ocean because there's absolutely no light, especially like when there's no moon. It's just straight
just really dark.
stars. Yeah, it's
Wow.
so amazing.
Dang.
That is really amazing to kind of have that type of view. So how long would you guys be out for though?
It depends on the ship, I guess.
Yeah.
Myself, I was never out more than 6 months straight.
Oh yeah. Okay. And at that time, like, were you like in a relationship or when did you meet your wife?
I met her when I first got to Japan. My first time in Japan,
Hmm.
like a year into being in Japan. But yeah, it's definitely hard being in, especially in Navy and relationship and everything, because you're gone a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in Japan, it's very busy over there. Because you have Korea, China, Russia,
Uh-huh.
right in your backyard. So yeah, it's pretty difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I would, I can only imagine. I feel like that would be very difficult to kind of like maintain like a relationship or like, I mean, do you guys have like a way to like still like communicate when you were out or was it kind of like you're in the middle of the ocean and there's no service or you know what I mean? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult like that because we do have internet, but it's super limited. And
Mm.
depending on what our mission is at the time, sometimes they'll cut it off for
Oh,
weeks or
wow.
whatever. So, for the most part, like when I would communicate with my wife, it sometimes just be like an email day, or even if I got Facebook, it'd probably only be like a 15-minute chat. Like, hey, I'm okay.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man,
That's
yeah,
pretty
that
wild.
sounds very intense though.
You're like only 6 months, only 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
Dude, to be out on the water for that long is pretty fucking wild to think about.
Mm,
What did they feed you guys?
uh, Prison food.
Prison
It was
food?
so good.
Is
dang.
it all just like I think it just like lunch food, like spaghetti, sloppy joes,
Yeah, it's pretty much just stuff like that, man. Most of the time,
like
you survive
cafeteria.
off of like ramen noodles and stuff like that.
Damn. Damn,
Dang.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
That sucks, dude.
it's like no wonder like you go out and like once like you get back home, I'm sure you're just like wanting to eat like a bunch of like good food, wanting to go out
Yeah,
and
that's
eat.
always the first mission. Like, you either pull into a port or get back home. Where's the best restaurant around?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the other
Yes.
part that's really difficult too, like in my job, we always had like work schedule was 6 hours. We'd be on our watch, watching the radars.
Hmm.
Then you have 6 hours off. But it was like those 6 hours you got to work on other stuff. So you're pretty much working 18 hours straight for 7 days a week.
Dang.
Because out in the ocean, you gotta know where to go.
Yeah, what else are you gonna do? Yeah.
Jeez.
Other than sleep.
Yeah.
Get
So
seasick.
lack of sleep definitely
So then like
I'm used to. Yeah.
so when you were like stationed back home or when you were able to go back home, like how long did you have time? Like how long was the time frame, I guess, when
Like
you
your
were home?
downtime.
Yeah.
It depends. I guess what we had to do if the ship had to get repairs, it'd probably be like 3, 4 months. So
Dang.
if we're like doing deployment, it'd only be like a month
Mm.
max.
Okay. Dang, yeah. So then after that, like would your wife like kind of like travel with you wherever you would be like stationed at and if so, like how was that entire process? Like I'm sure moving is like not easy, let alone to a whole different country, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely because you move about every 3 years, two,
Oh,
3 years. So yeah,
That's rough. Yeah,
yeah.
damn.
yeah, it seems like once you unpack, it's time to pack up again.
Dang. I mean, how was that even like how was that process though? Like did you
Yeah, what do you guys move? Just your clothes?
right.
Everything, man, everything. The whole house,
Dang. Furniture and all.
furniture, and all.
Dang.
Like, did the military help you move?
Yeah, they provide you with movers and stuff.
Okay.
It's not they don't just
God,
like,
dude.
hey, you got to figure out how to get this over there. Nah.
Yeah, that sounds, if anything, that would just sound a little bit too much, too stressful for sure on that. But man, yeah, that's really crazy though. That's like honestly, like that's really like amazing how, you know, you found something that was able to kind of let you grow by visiting all these like different countries, letting you explore outside of the US, and then just kind of like opening your eyes, just like what you said, you know. Um, I guess like when was kind of like the moment that everything shifted? Like, I mean, it seemed like you started getting like a bunch of like interviews and stuff like that I saw like through like the news and unfortunately like you had like a tumor.
Yeah, I guess I've always done music, but I never really, I guess, focused on being a solo artist, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
until about 2016.
Okay.
Is when I really discovered like music production and I learned how to record myself and, you know, build my tracks and all that stuff.
Nice.
But then for a few years, I even found out I had a brain tumor. So it was about 3 years after that. I didn't really have too much time because the military is just so busy all the time. So I didn't really have time to focus on that so much, I guess you
Mm-hmm.
could say. So
Yeah.
it was just a hobby, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, 2019, found out I had a brain tumor. It started off like feeling like I was having a stroke.
Really?
Yeah. So I told my wife about it, and she immediately took me to the emergency room, and that's when they did scans and whatever, and then they were like, "Hey, it wasn't a stroke. You actually got a golf-sized brain tumor."
Oh
A golf
man.
I'm
size?
like, "What?" Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
Jeez. My gosh. So when you found out though, like were you away? Like were you stationed or like how did that kind of go about?
Yeah, where were you?
No, actually, I was on my vacation back because my son was just born. I think it was 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks
Dang.
before I found out I actually had a brain tumor. So it's crazy because my son was born, and right the next day after him being born, I had to leave out to sea for 2 weeks
Oh,
when I was supposed to be on vacation.
oh, yeah.
So I was so mad about it, and I guess the stress of being out there, it triggered my first. I guess they called it a seizure
Mm.
out at sea, but I didn't think anything of it
Mm-hmm.
as like the stress of being out, no sleep. I thought I just drank too many monsters coffee.
Oh, jeez.
When we finally got back, I had my downtime, and I had the second seizure type thing, and that's when I realized, like, hey, this twice already.
How'd you know?
Strong.
Like to just like tense up or like
Uh, yeah, it's like I don't know, I had blurry vision, and I couldn't move right side of my body.
Mm.
It only lasted maybe 30 seconds or
Oh.
whatever.
what the hell?
It was still crazy. Yeah, I was like, what's happening?
Was anybody there like to kind of like help you out or was it just were you just by yourself and you're like, "Oh, shit, like I'm
No, yeah, my wife actually walked in just as it was happening,
dang."
but I was just laying down, and then she didn't realize what I was doing. She just was like,
Oh,
"What are you doing?"
right.
And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know what's going on."
Oh,
Damn, dude,
man.
that's fucking scary.
Yeah. Gosh, that like that right there would make my heart drop. And like I don't know, like I can definitely see how you can just be in shock for that quick second, like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? Do I call the ambulance or, like
Yeah, actually, I didn't even tell her when that happened. I just shrugged it off too. I was like, "Oh, nothing." I was like, "Oh, that's weird." And then
dang.
I left to go get um, something to eat.
Mm.
So when I was driving back home from picking up some food, uh, what really got to me was I was coming to like a red light. I was driving, and then I was thinking of pushing the gas pedal, and I couldn't get my leg. I mean, the brake. I couldn't get my leg to move.
Oh.
Like I was thinking about it. Like, hey, I pressed the gas, and I couldn't find it, or I couldn't move my leg.
Oh, geez.
And then finally, I just snapped out of it, and I was able to stop. And then when I got home, that's when I told my wife, I was like, something's wrong with the emergency.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, holy shit. So they tell you that you have a tumor in your head, right? That's the size of a golf ball. So, I mean, what's supposed to happen after that? I mean, obviously it's like, okay, well this is something that really needs our like serious attention, right?
Yeah, well, there's no neurologist or neurosurgeon, I guess, whatever you call it. Because it was in Japan, Yokosuka, Japan. So they were thinking of trying to fly me out to Okinawa to have the surgery done.
Mm.
But the doctors didn't want to fly me out because they're afraid I'd have a seizure on the plane.
Oh.
Holy crap.
So they ended up just throwing me in a local Japanese hospital. And then I was there for about a month because it was actually a big Japanese holiday for that month.
Oh.
So I was just in
Oh.
the hospital for a month waiting for my surgery.
What? Oh,
But yeah,
jeez.
it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
Come on, you still like it there, huh?
Yeah, but yeah,
I'm just kidding.
definitely not the best experience ever. Just gonna say that Japanese hospital is
Mhm.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Do you
And
know? I mean, do you know what would have caused it? Do you know?
Nah, I have no idea.
Is it they don't know if it's like genetic or if it's like
Nah, the doctor
I don't
still
know,
can't
man.
figure out how I got it, what, how long I had it, anything like that.
Hmm. Hmm. And then how was that like mentally? I mean, like I'm sure like you went through like a bunch of emotions or like how were you like mentally?
Yeah, it was definitely by far one of the scariest things
Yeah.
I've had to go through in life, like 100%. But it's just mixed emotions, like, I was angry, like, how could this happen? Why was this happening? Like,
Mhm.
sad, scared. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Oh man.
And that honestly that makes me like the one of the first things I think about is like I mean, you have kids, right? So I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it's
It's different for
definitely,
sure.
yeah, I didn't know if I was gonna die. I mean, my kids, and my son was just born,
Mm.
what, like, earlier? So, like, man, I didn't see him.
So
Like that.
that makes
Yeah.
me curious. So if you're say before this, right? Before any of this happened and you're on a deployment and you're out in the middle of the sea, like what are your thoughts about death? Are you afraid to die? Like or is that even a thought?
Uh, Sometimes it's not. It's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty intense being out at sea, especially because a lot of times we're the only ship out in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
Land is hundreds of miles away,
Yeah.
and anything could happen. Fire, we run into something. Probably seen. I don't know if you've seen the news, but a couple of ships in Japan actually hit, ran into the ground, and then another one got hit by a ship. Some people
Ooh.
died, stuff like that. So it happens. It's just you just never know.
Yeah. And how do you kind of apply that to just like your day-to-day life? Like, I would kind of think maybe like that just changes like a lot of things where, like that saying where it's like YOLO, like you only live once, like, you got to go all out or like what's like your headspace about that?
Um, yeah, it's like it's just something you gotta get used to. Like it used to, right? Is nobody put a gun to your head to join the military. Military is just a dangerous place, period. Especially like you join the Army, Marines, you know it's gonna have a chance, gonna be deployed to Iraq, get shot at or something like that.
Mhm.
It's just something you gotta do. That you
Mhm.
chose that life you wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And something else that I think of too, I mean, even after that happened, right? Like they give you the news and you're like, holy shit, like this is pretty crazy. Obviously now they need to do surgery, right? And it's if they're doing surgery on your head, I mean, it's not that's not a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
So then that's where I kind of wanted to get to. Like then the perspective changes, right? Like then everything comes to a halt, right? Especially since you had just had a kid. So then is the perspective a little bit different? Like,
Yeah, a lot different. Like I say, like I try to be more positive now than I did before.
Mhm.
Try to put out a more positive message because you never know what can happen.
Mhm. Exactly.
You hear one day, then something crazy happens the next. Just
Mhm.
got to make the most out of life.
I love that. I love that because is that like is that how you were able to kind of like heal yourself and kind of like overcome this or how did you I guess like get out of that like bad mindset and then converting yourself to exploring something new like maybe like what you're doing now?
Music definitely helped a lot. Overcome it. I've been a musician since I was about 15 years old, so Uh, I actually created my second album while I was in the hospital waiting surgery. Um, so that's what helped me get through my time in the hospital there, and then just music after. It's definitely I try to put out positive energy off of it, because especially it's been a dream of mine, to be a star musician, and I want to like show my kids never give up on your dreams, no matter what you go through.
I love that. Like seriously, like I feel like that coming from you is like such an inspiration because obviously like you've overcame like so many different like struggles in life, whether it's like being like separated for a little bit with, your wife, your family, and then overcoming like mentally all these like different emotions that kind of came to your mind when you found out that you had a tumor and then overcoming that and then now you know taking that and like running with it and like making like a huge like positive impact and a positive message to others who might be going through the same thing or that's I don't know, it's just it truly is like very inspirational, like your story.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just want to put out like, it's never too late to accomplish whatever dream you want, in life. It just takes a lot of hard work, nothing comes easy.
Yeah, for sure. So how'd you get started with all this stuff, man? Because I mean, you didn't start really like producing songs and stuff, right? Like you play bass, right? Is it bass?
Yeah, well, actually, I started off playing guitar when I
Okay.
was like 15 years old. And me and my cousin wanted to start a band. We met some friends, which a couple of them are still like my best friends now. But like we didn't have a bass player at the time, and then I was like, well, I'll play bass for a while, you know. I guess until we find a bass player. But then I fell in love with it, and I just
Oh,
played bass for so long. But I also play a whole bunch of other instruments, I guess you can say.
I know. I see the drums in the
I
background.
know,
Yeah,
right?
It's cool, man. It's a cool little culture, you know.
Yeah.
It's fun.
yeah. But,
It,
a
it's,
lot of people do trip out, especially people that I know now, because if they knew me from high school playing guitar, I was super mad metalhead,
yeah, dude.
very boyish, rock. Growing up, and I listened to like I was like about 23 when I first joined the Navy, so I really started turning more to like house music and stuff.
Is that because you were
Okay.
traveling to other countries? Because EDM's really popular outside the U.S., right?
Yeah, it's super popular. Yeah, I guess it had a lot to do with it, because yeah,
Dang, the influence. What's one of your biggest inspirations for EDM?
like other DJs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have a certain major, I guess, would be influence because so many DJs.
It's all like so different,
There's so
right?
many genres, and like I love it all. It's just I just try to be myself, That's the
Uh-huh.
only way.
I love that. And I feel like especially being from El Paso, like I feel like that's almost like the culture out there. I feel like that type of music is very like known. Like a lot of people like, just love that type of music there, I feel like. Do you think like that kind of like helps you out now by being able to kind of like promote your music and, trying to get out there?
Honestly, when I was younger, yeah, it was a big scene here. Like I remember, going to clubs and all the festivals that used to come here, the big DJs and stuff. But now it's not as big as it once was.
Oh, okay.
You know what's crazy? The first time, now that I'm thinking about it, the first time I ever really heard like rave music or EDM, kind of that style of music, I was actually in El Paso for my cousin's quince.
Oh, snap.
And I remember specifically we went to like this big party. It was some girl's sweet 16, but they had like this giant complex rented out and they were just throwing like this massive party. And I just remember like this. Do you remember that Akon song? Uh it was like sexy chick or something. It was
Okay.
a different word, but the clean version of
Yes, I
sexy chick.
remember that song.
I just remember that being like the hit, like it had just come out.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty crazy that it was in El Paso,
Mm,
of all places.
yeah.
That's so weird. Freaking El Paso, man.
And then okay, so with your music though, I wanted to like touch more bass about that. Get it? Bass? I'm just kidding. No, but
Wow, wow.
I know, right? The little drums. Oh, that's all we need. But like how do you kind of like how do you like come up with like the music? Are you like making it from like total scratch? Are you kind of getting like pieces and like putting them together? Or like what's like your style of music?
Um, yeah, it's like I'll do my own beats, but I also will use a sample here and there.
Nice. Okay.
So yeah, it just varies. Depends on what I'm working on,
Yeah.
what tune I want to use. Sometimes I just mess with my keyboard and be like, "Oh, that works. Let's see if I can find this work with it."
Nice. All right. I like that. So then I guess like basically you're just like a full on like producer. So like do you ever like work with anybody else that like is wanting to maybe like come up with some music and you guys like work together or
Um, yeah, I've worked with a few local artists here and there.
nice.
Nobody really made it just yet.
Yeah. I like that though. That's pretty cool.
Because you already have, how many albums do you have out now?
Uh, I got about 40 songs out. Right? 40.
40
Nice.
songs?
Yeah,
That
I
is a lot.
just released my latest EP. Just came out Wednesday. So
N-
if you ever get a chance, check that out.
Hell yeah. We'll be tuning
Nice.
in.
Yeah, where can they find that?
All platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, name it, review it.
And just looking up Dynamics.
It's D-N-A-M-X.
That's pretty crazy, man. So that's what all you're doing? Like, is that what your biggest hobby is basically? I don't know if I would really call that a hobby.
Yeah, that's what I'm 100% focused on right now. Yeah, because
Nice.
really can't do much since I'm still somewhat recovering from everything, you know. And even that, it's still pretty hard to work on my music as much as I want to, because shoot, I'm still in pain 90% of the time. So it definitely sucks.
Oh,
Yeah. Can we see the scar?
Uh, I'm not-
Go up a little bit more. Up. We can barely see her. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's so big. Oh my God.
so I got video of when they the surgery and stuff like that. So
Oh my Lord. Are we going to be able to see it?
yeah, I can send it to you whenever you want.
That gives me the chills.
that is very wild.
Actually, I think on one of my interviews, they used that video. So
Really?
yeah, if you go on my website and look up one of the news interviews,
Mhm.
yeah, I believe they used the footage.
Yeah.
I was looking at your website, dude. You got a little blog going on. I like that.
Yeah, but it's hard to keep up with, man. I'm doing so much stuff. Even trying to be a producer, artist, run my two sites. It's definitely hard to do so many things all at once. So
Mhm.
it's not so great, I guess. Blog, I just write every once in a while, more like a journal, I guess.
Mhm. But I get it though. I mean, it's like it's just crazy like how time can definitely like get away from us. Like if we're like not so strict with like just like time management, it's it is. It's hard to keep up with every single thing that you have to like do and especially like, trying to find time for the actual goals that you want to achieve, the dreams that you ever wanted to, conquer and yeah, I feel like it's definitely like a lot of like self-discipline and sometimes it can be tough, Sometimes it's just hard to kind of keep up with those days.
Yeah, definitely. Most of my days just consist really of sending emails, messages all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than I guess working on music itself. It's
Um
pretty crazy.
that's,
It's
yeah, that's crazy. And when you had like a bunch of like interviews, like how many interviews did you have like with the news?
I was just had two full interviews, and then I was on one with the Miami News and one local El Paso News
Oh
here,
yeah.
and then another station published page on the forgot where it was
That's pretty
Dang.
in
weird.
Alabama somewhere.
In Alabama.
Think of where, and then yeah, I've been featured on I believe it's 14 magazines.
Oh, what?
About to get
Wow.
featured in another one.
That's
In
amazing
a
though. I
couple
mean,
weeks, yeah.
Dang, dude. So you're gonna start getting some traction, some crazy traction,
Hopefully, yeah.
right?
It's
dude.
been it's been going. I average on Spotify about there's between 12,000 to 18,000 monthly listeners. So
That's a
Nice.
lot, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's pretty crazy, man. What are your goals with this? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to do with
uh,
this?
I'll, continue to try to make it as big. I really want to be a famous DJ, you know. But I'll probably just give it a few more years, maybe about 3, 4 more years. And if I still don't make it, I'll just end up focusing on being just a straight music producer, opening up my own studio.
That sounds like the all American dream right there.
For sure. Are you gonna land in Texas?
Uh, I don't know. I can't tell you right now. I would say yes, but it's wherever it takes me, man.
Right.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that, man. That's pretty crazy. I really want to check out Japan. That's so wild. I can't believe that you said Japan, and I've never been to Germany, and nobody really ever talks about Germany.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just same thing, man. Yeah. Well, when I used to drink, I used to have like super good beer, food, stuff like that. The wine festivals at beer fest. It's just so
Nice.
they're all awesome.
Yeah. That's truly amazing.
Yeah. I guess that's really it. I don't really have any. I've had some like really deep questions, but we kind of skip over those.
You missed the train.
I know. That's okay. Maybe they're probably too serious. No, it's pretty wild, man. The whole thing is pretty crazy. I mean, just seeing the scar on your head, just like that's so wild that you had to go through that, man, and that you're here. That's so
Yeah,
freaking crazy.
I
It's
didn't think it was gonna be so big when the doctor in Japan. I don't know if that's because I didn't understand him because it was Japanese or what.
Oh.
I thought it was just gonna be a small scar
Yeah.
on my head, and when I woke up, it was a big old scar on my head.
Hmm.
Yo,
yeah,
I mean, that must have been very intense, though. I mean, like, first of all, you can't even understand like their language, and then you're going under surgery. Like, you basically are like depending on them to like.
yeah. Do you know Japanese?
nah, not at all, man.
No.
Just like basic hello, how are you, stuff like that. But man, yeah, being in that hospital is definitely a nightmare. As much as I love Japanese people,
No, it sounds like a
they're
scary movie.
super nice to me. Not get me wrong, they weren't mean at all, but it's just the whole culture shock. It overall sucked. So
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, holy shit, dude. What's your recovery look like for that?
but
What happens now?
going speech therapy. I do a lot of therapies, man. Speech therapy, psychology, physical therapy. I still having trouble walking as much as I used to.
Hmm.
Speaking, I can't think or speak as fast. I guess I feel. I don't know if you could tell or not, but
Hmm.
uh, yeah, just stuff like that.
Dang.
Neurology, headaches, stuff like
Hmm.
Did they when they removed it, did they have to remove any parts of your brain?
that. Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, that's
They say that most surgeries in the brain they do take off little pieces, but I would not know.
Yeah. Woo.
yeah, holy cow, dude. Ah, yeah. Dude, we're so fortunate, man. Seriously. We're all so fucking fortunate. Seriously. That's so crazy. Would you would you do anything different?
Um, No, I don't think so. You know, uh, though I love my time in the military and traveling, and wish I like piece of me wishes I could have stayed. No, this wouldn't have happened. I could have stayed longer. But I'm also glad I'm out because I get to focus on what I truly love, my music, and I get to spend, you know, so much time with my family than before.
Yeah, it's definitely way different.
Is there any like quotes or like books that like motivate you or that like you live by? Like any quotes or books?
Mm, nah, I wouldn't say any books or no one specific quote. Just
Yeah.
anything positive.
Hmm.
You don't see in my Instagram page. I always try to be posting every day something positive quote on my story.
Yeah.
Try to
I feel
keep
like
me going day by day.
yeah, exactly. I mean, like, that's all you can really do. And, that positivity definitely like rubs off on other people and like they can feed off of that. And, so like, I just love, like, literally, I just love your entire like message. And honestly, like, we can't wait to like see you grow, especially with your music, seeing you dive all into that. And yeah, it's exciting to kind of see like what the future holds and how it looks like for you.
Yeah, seriously, man. Yeah, we were listening to a couple of your tracks while we were setting up the studio. Dude, I love it, man. Like, so just keep doing it, man. It's just like this with this podcast. It's like we just got to keep putting the content out there. And
Yeah, I love. We watch podcasts all the time too.
Yeah,
really,
that's awesome.
We got some
that's
pretty
so
good
weird.
stuff. Trip out on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just gotta keep pushing, man. Just don't give up. That's all it is.
yeah,
It takes hard work. No, nothing comes easy.
yeah. Hell yeah, man. If you can go back in time and just give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
Um, it would probably be don't join the military. Go to school. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I wish I would have did college straight up fat. So might have been more famous by now. You never know. I wish I would have discovered music production a lot earlier. But then again, I would not have met my wife and my kids. So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
uh,
Right. Wow, that's really interesting though. Hmm.
That is pretty crazy. Yeah, that's a hell of a perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I got one last question. What do you think is what do you think the purpose of life is?
purpose of life.
Yeah.
Hit him with the hard one.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're a father now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, do you really know purpose? The real true purpose of life, you know? You're only here on this earth one time. You're yourself one time. You just gotta make the most of that out of it, you know? Uh it is being a family person or you never have a family. Just strive to be successful in whatever it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like that's so true though, because
That's a good answer.
I feel like all we can do is just contribute and do our part. And I think that's what it would be. But I mean, again, you know, I don't think anybody really has a true answer.
That's why I ask, because it's a perspective, man. Life's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. It's such a roller coaster, and it's so different for everybody. Nobody has the same path. Nobody has the same experiences. I can't even fucking begin to imagine any of the experiences that you may have had or may not have had. Honestly, I don't even know where to start, dude. Like being in the military for that long, that many different countries, from honestly from an age that I'm experiencing right now to something that I haven't even experienced yet. So I don't even know like how to like fathom it to the point where you have kids and you're hitting some trauma, dude. Like it's just everybody's path is so fucking crazy, man. So I'm just fortunate to be here. And when I ask questions like that, it's just because I'm curious, like it's just like a weird life's weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's path is definitely different, but it's when you start trying to be like somebody else or getting mad because things don't go your way. It's just
Hmm.
you're gonna have you're gonna fail more times than anything. Just pick yourself back up, continue going, man.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hell yeah. I think that's ended right there.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. And anything else you have to
I
say?
don't think so, man. I think that's great. I think we're kind of touched on everything there. Got some gems. So I love it, man. Thank you for the time. This was a late one,
Yeah,
so
no,
we
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Hopefully someday I get to make it out to Colorado and actually be on your set instead of through.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, maybe we'll come out there, get some mobile freaking like Steve-O. Steve-O has that like van.
Oh, right.
Get that mobile podcast thing going. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's almost time for a new
You
studio.
never know.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We're gonna have to link together, man. I haven't seen you in a long ass time, so I miss you.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
So hell yeah, man. Well, thanks again for the time. We'll be in touch.